Hi everyone, this is Becky. I am a blogger over at patchworkposse.com, and this is my newest thing that I am totally so excited about. It's the Patchwork Planner and Journal, and it's been a couple years in the back of my head, and I've had a few printables on my blog, and I've kind of thought, it's the time to put them all together and make it in a format that's editable and usable, and get it launched and out in the hands of quilters. So I am a quilter and a sewer, and I dibble and dabble in quilts and plushies, dolls, and anything else that you can sew with your sewing machine. So if you are like me and you were looking for a journal that you could kind of keep track of things, jot down ideas, journal the projects that you finished, watch their progress, get inspired to finish projects at retreats, and keep track of your swaps and your quilt groups that you belong to. And we juggle more than one project at a time, so things can get a little bit overwhelming. And I thought this is the perfect fit. So here we go. I'm going to walk you through the planner and journal, and let my ideas, but please use it as you see fit and where it works best in your own world here. So I've downloaded the file. You can find the file at patchworkplanner.com. So that's patchworkplanner.com. And so here we go. Here's a cover sheet and our intro. So made by a quilter for a quilter. It's designed to be customizable. Now you'll notice that is in black and white. A couple thoughts here. One, it's easy to print, won't eat up your ink. Two, everybody loves to be creative on their own, and because we're quilters and sewers, our brain is geared towards that. And I'm thinking that I'm giving you a space where you can add your own little touches here and there with coloring pencils, markers, you name it, you choose what to do with it. Here's our layout: journaling pages, be your own designer, tracking your progress, keeping organized, and your binder supplies and edges. So the first area is journaling pages. You can use these, and if you notice there's a little light blue area. That means that if you are using your computer, it is 100% editable. So you can click on that space and you see the blinking cursor right here. That's where we're at. And then I can start typing. I'm sorry, it jumped somewhere. Here we go. It's running out of my screen. So we can type here. We can type in anything that is editable at this point. Here's the little quilt block. You can go ahead and color it. So any of space that shows light blue area is editable. If you make a mistake and you type something totally random, go ahead and I'm not sure why it's jumping, just backspace and start over. In these other spaces, if you don't want to type in anything here, when you print it, it will show your typed areas as well, but you can use those to tape pictures or images of the project or any kind of inspiration that you have. So again, we've got our quilt name, pattern, designer, location, finished size, we've got thread that we need for it, sashing, what kind of sashing, our borders, we can make notes, we can draw a picture. We've got multiple pages of this and also backing, binding, batting, and then you can make clicks on here, or click the check boxes, I should say, to keep track of your progress. So, I've already purchased all the supplies and I had written them down right here, and so I'm done with this. And then I can go on, okay, now I've sewn all the top together and I'm done with that. And maybe I've already cut the binding, so I'm going to click that. um, or I've purchased the back. So it's super easy to customize and fill out what you need. Here's your cut list for individual blocks that you might have in the quilt. Here is a finished quilt area for your recording. So you can put a picture here of the quilt. You can do quick information, a little bit of the backstory, um, why the quilt was made, who it's for, a little maybe reflection on the design, why you chose it, history of it, something like that. So you can remember. We can't always remember everything, can we? So here's another paper for Quilt Progress. Again, this is just a quick quilt progress, so you can write your pattern here, what the quilt name is, any kind of notes that you want, and then you can go ahead and quickly progress. So you don't have to look at the big sheet with the overall, but if you've got multiple projects going at the same time, you can use this. If you're into making your own quilt kits, this is perfect for keeping track of supplies in a bag. Everything's put together. You can track what you have, how much of it, what pattern you're using, if it's in a magazine, what page number, and then slip this in with the supplies. Take it to your quilt retreat or a sewing day with your friends. Super easy. Be your own designer. Now, this is all about your ideas, any kind of supplies you might need, quick little pictures or sketches, any notes, maybe some special techniques or steps that you'll be taking. I gave you a 9-patch quilt block. You can design however you want. Again, fill in the information what you want that you're thinking of doing, and a 16-patch. There's also going to be a grid paper that's included in here. Now the block planner, you can see it's filled with nonsense, but that's okay because it's totally editable. Just make sure that when you choose to print it, that it is blank. So this is for an individual quilt block. And then this is for an overall design. How large are you going to make your quilt? What are you going to call it? You need kind of block names or blocks that you're using. How many do you need and what their finished size is. This is a quick little overview. Again, it has the sashing, the border, and the binding as well. And little images you can add your personal touch to. Tracking and progress. This is all about keeping track of your quilt alongs, your quilt show submissions, any project that you have maybe going on in the quilt group. We know that there's multiple ones, monthly, block of the months, maybe a month technique project. Anyways, anything that goes along that end as well. The retreat packing list. If you're going on a retreat, what do you need to take with you? And make sure that you have your sewing machine and your machine parts. One time I forgot my plug. That was not fun. So anyways, fill in your own if you have something specific that you're taking for that retreat, and then check mark when you have it all packed and ready to go. Quilt Retreat Progress Tracker. So again, this is similar to the quilt group one. It goes along with the quilt retreat. What projects are you going to be working on, and what notes do you need to make sure that you remember? Orphan quilt block projects. So what are you going to do with those quilt blocks that are finished? A project that you're interested in, or what are you going to when are you going to finish that project you started a long time ago but never have finished? So this is a quick overview of keeping track of those projects that you would like to someday finish. Maybe set a goal for it. What's your next step? Your supplies needed, any kind of notes, and again, little quilt blocks you can color in. Swap trackers. If you're a swapper, here you go. Gift tracker. So do you have an idea that you're going to be gifting somebody? And what is it? What's the project? What do you need? And when is it due? And if you're going to be mailing it, has the package arrived? Off to the quilter. This is all about quilting. So if you send your quilt tops to a quilter, this is quick information that you keep on hand for yourself. What is the name of the quilt? Where is it going? What's their address? Contact information. Do you have binding for them? Did you drop it off? Did you pick it up, and have you paid? And then this gives you a quick pickup date as well. Keeping organized. Sewing machine buyer's guide. This is all about what you're looking for in your next sewing machine. I was frustrated with my last one, and because it didn't have a buttonhole stitch, so I had to make sure that the next sewing machine that I purchased included a buttonhole stitch. So this may be either you're keeping track of things that you see on other machines that you would like to have in your own machine, and you can take notes here as well. Fabric swatches. So this is all about keeping track of what you have, how much yardage, type, if you have a cost for it, what you paid or if it was on sale, any other kind of notes, and then if you use it, so it's no longer in your stash, you can make sure you check that off. Fabric swatches. This one is a portable one. So you cut on the dotted lines, you punch your holes, and you can carry it with you in your purse or wallet as you go to the store. So this is really helpful if you're just looking for that one little piece you didn't quite buy enough of, or you needed a certain specific size for. This will help you quickly grab a little piece. You can tape or glue or staple your fabric swatch right on top of these little blocks. Quilt labels. So you're going to print these on fabric. You can write with a small tip permanent marker like I believe a zig writer, and then you can fuse them to your project. You can hand stitch them. If you're going to be hand stitching, you want to fold over the edges. Make sure when you cut them out on the fabric that you go a 1/4 inch beyond the outside borders. And there's different sizes for different kinds of projects that you have. Labels. These are for your bundles. So to keep track of your little pieces that, your fat quarters or whatever, you kind of see them when you go to the quilt store, fabric store. So this allows you to fold your own bundles and then cut these labels, wrap the piece of fabric, and then in these squares you can make any kind of notes. How much is there? Who's the designer? Maybe for a project that it's noted to, so you don't, accidentally use it for something else. So that comes in handy. Notions and supplies inventory. So, again, any of these spaces that are filled in, you just you write down your date, your item, what you have, and what you use it for. Keep track. A lot of times we find that we can't find things, and so we buy multiples of them. So this might be helpful, so you don't have 10 rulers of the same size. Not that that ever happens. So the last couple pages, we've got our binding edges. Now we've got 2-inch, 1-inch binder. We've got labels right here, so you can do page dividers and use those. A 4-inch and a 3-inch binder. Edgings. Then we've got notes. So this really is just all about what you want to put in here. Just an extra space that's only for like a brain dump. You've got lots of ideas, or you just want to keep track of a certain technique or something like that. So this is where you would put it. Now the beauty of this is you can choose what pages to print and how many of them. So if you delete all of these. So let's see, if you delete all of the pre-fills and you go over into the print area, so usually if you hover on the top of your form, your menu will come up. So, and then you click print, you can choose to print all of them. You can fit it to your page, which just means it brings the images in just a little bit and gives us a little white margin all the way around. So you choose how to do that. There is no color. Again, I chose to do it black and white, so you can color it and personalize it yourself, and it's easy on your printer. In the future, there might be color options. You can print all of them, or you can print, I'll do page 38. So this shows page 38, and I can say, oh my gosh, I love this page, and I want in my binder 10. And they would be empty. Obviously, you would go ahead and delete all this information. So you can choose to either type it and then print, or you can print it blank and then write it handwrite. So that's a quick overview, not really quick, 15 minutes, but there you go. I'm totally excited about this. I'm excited to hear your feedback and see what you think about it. And there is, if you visit patchworkplanner.com, there is a Facebook group where you can join for free and share how you are using it, how you've designed it or decorated, what kind of things you're using your planner and journal for. And I'm just really excited to see how you customize it for your own needs and how it works for you, as well as feedback. So until I see you again, have a great day. And again, visit us at patchworkplanner.com. See you later.